It's Wednesday, October 2nd, 2019. Digital Trends Live is about to start. Here are some of the topics we're covering today. Microsoft has just concluded their Surface event in New York. We'll fill you in on all the newest laptops, two-in-one, software, earbuds, and even the return of the Surface Phone. And we'll be joined by Bhavin Ashar, the CEO of Grubber, to talk about our rapid move toward a cashless society and how their company is at the forefront of automating the customer experience. And from automation to autonomy, UPS has been granted the go-ahead by the Federal Aviation Administration to create an unlimited fleet of drones to deliver packages. And Monish Sabnani and Evan Moskal, the co-founders of a company called Current, will join us to discuss their platform for wireless chargers and how that technology is changing the way we interact with the world. All that and more coming up on Digital Trends Live. There it is. We have started. Digital Trends Live is beginning now. There has been so much going on today with this Microsoft event and all the other news going on in tech. We have a lot to catch you up on, but that's what we do here at Digital Trends Live. This is our daily show here from Digital Trends, bringing you the trending tech topics of the day, news, interviews, headlines, discussions, and so much more, all while broadcasting live across a number of different platforms. We're on Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Dailymotion, Apple News, 2 different mobile apps, a smart television app, and of course at digitaltrends.com/live. So wherever you're at, you can find us and join us. It's interactive. I want to know what you think about some of these things we're going to be bringing up. And in particular, what do you think about the new Microsoft Surface Phone returning? The Surface Phone returning. We'll talk about that here coming up. But to start off, I'm Greg Nibbler, joined by Adrian Warner.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. There is a lot. I feel like it's been a whirlwind already, and this show's just beginning.
It's a tornado of Microsoft.
It is a tornado of Microsoft that we're going to cover for you right now. So we're going to walk through a bunch of the different products that we just saw announced. We want to get your opinions on this. This just happened. The event just concluded right before we went live. And so let's kind of walk through some of the things that we know. And some of them were surprises, some not. Definitely, we knew we were going to get a new Surface laptop. I mean,
definitely.
It's a Surface event. So
yes.
It'd be weird if they didn't announce that. But that's kind of the whole suite of products that this was based around. And the Surface Laptop 3, some updates on that, USB-C and I believe USB-A adapters.
Yes, and it has a new Intel processor that is twice as fast as its predecessor. I believe it said even 3 times as fast as the MacBook Air. It's an Intel, and let me grab the name real quick.
Yeah, we're doing this live here right now. As we pull this up.
Intel Ice Lake quad-core 10th generation processor. Yeah.
Okay.
So
and then that's combined with the AMD graphics as well. So again,
pretty high performance there.
Pretty high performance. It's going to start out. Actually, the price is not that bad for the pricing. $999 for the 13-inch, $1199 for the 15-inch starting out.
And we'd assumed that they would be announcing those 2 sizes, but now it's officially confirmed. Both of those will be available on October 22nd. Something that I thought was really exciting is the fast charging. So you can charge this new Microsoft Surface 3 up to 80% in under an hour.
That's great.
Makes it an incredible laptop for being on the go.
Yeah, especially travel, anything like that. I mean, having that kind of battery charge that quick, I think is something that we would all appreciate, no matter what kind of laptop you use. So again, taking a look here at some of the different aspects of this. This is the laptop, Microsoft Surface Laptop 3. So one of the announcements, we're looking at some of the B-roll there. They are talking about the fast charging and some of the different aspects of that. There's also some other software side of things that we'll kind of get into a little bit as well, but that's one of the big announcements. So the Microsoft Surface Laptop 3, and then we get into the Surface Pros, and we got an update to that. So I actually have a Surface Pro 6 here. The Surface Pro 7 is what was announced, and definitely some big upgrades over the previous versions. There's a lot of integration going on with the Surface Pen. A couple of key things that I liked were one was they were talking about the interaction as far as taking phone calls and
it has an improved microphone. Which I mean, I feel like we're always doing the thing where we're putting the screen closer to us to try and get that sound to get picked up. So improved microphone even in busy areas.
And I can say hosting a show where we have a lot of Zoom guests or people coming in online, that would be a wonderful improvement.
I can only imagine.
Some microphones just suck. So this would be great. I think this is a good improvement when you have something like that. So that's one upgrade they had. They also have, again, as part of the integration, phone calls like from your phone. They demonstrated pairing a Samsung phone with it. The phone call comes through onto your laptop, so
That's
you can answer
very
it directly
nice.
from there.
Yeah, Apple has had that for actually quite some time, so it's good to see that that is
That
also
somebody else is
yeah.
having it. And yeah, so that's one more thing, I guess. Yeah, catching up with Apple on that aspect. And it's funny whenever Apple or Microsoft make announcements, they're always like, "Oh, this is the first time ever." But a lot of times it's catching up with each other. One's
Totally.
heading one way, the other's heading another. But that's the same with all of these announcements, no matter where they come through.
Speaking of catching up to other manufacturers, it does. They did talk about USB-C, that this Microsoft Surface 7. Sorry, I'm getting all the numbers
Right, there's a lot
in
of
order.
the
The
Surface
2-in-1.
Pro 7.
Surface Pro 7 that will have USB-C. So that's a trend that we've been seeing with a lot of laptops and 2-in-1s.
Yeah, I am a fan of USB-C for everything.
Are you really?
Yes. I mean, it's so much nicer not to have to worry about what cable to use.
That's
with what
fair.
Computer, with what phone, you just make it all USB-C. That has to be standard.
I just hate how everything is redundant after a while, or not redundant, just useless. Like you can't plug in your old stuff. You need an adapter. That's what really bothers me.
But if we all go USB-C, then you don't have to worry about that.
That's true.
Because then it's always
If
going
it's
to be that same.
universal.
It's universal, yeah, universal all across the board. So that's one other thing, that kind of integration. They do still have USB-A, I believe, in there as well. And again, this is walking through some of the things that we've learned. So talking about this Microsoft event, we are broadcasting live. I do want to get your opinions and your thoughts on this. Seeing some come through, so we'll make sure that we'll talk to those as well. Talk to your points, whatever you want to bring up. But we're going to bring you up to date on what we've heard so far. So we've got the Microsoft Surface Laptop 3. We've got the Surface Pro 7. And then you have the Surface Pro X. Got to throw an X in there somehow.
The mega one.
X plus Max. No, it's Surface Pro X, and this is kind of the super beefed up.
Yeah,
version.
I was going to say it's like the souped up engine. It has an integrated AI engine. It has a Qualcomm QS1 chip, so it can track your eyesight.
Yeah.
Moving across the screen. I'm not actually sure what the benefit is to that, so maybe you know.
Yes, they did do one demonstration, and it's kind of one of those things where we've all taken video calls on our laptops, but you're looking at the screen, not at the actual
Person on the other side.
person on the other side. And that's one of those things where it actually tracks what you're doing. So, yeah, we're kind of walking through a lot of different things here at once. There's a lot that's happened in this event. So we can kind of get into some of the software side of things here in just a little bit. But again, taking a look at some of the laptop announcements, the Surface Pro 7, the Microsoft Surface Laptop 3, two big ones. And we'll kind of go into a little bit more of the Surface Pro X here in a minute, because we also want to bring you up to date on the EarPods and and a bunch of different things that have come out. Adobe software integration and
the Duo and
Neo
more.
and the Duo. So a lot of that is all coming up. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's come back to that. We'll do a little bit of Read 'em and Weep. And that is one of our favorite things here at Digital Trends Live, where we get to take a look at some of the comments that come through across our many different platforms. And we will let you know what we think about those. So let's go ahead and do that now. And we are live, so you can drop in your comments. I see people already dropping in their comments about the Surface Laptop. David, SpaceX unveils its stunning, shiny stainless steel clad Starship. As I've said before, my turkey survived the oven wrapped in tinfoil. David, solid dad joke again to start off.
Solid.
And that is one of the things that we love here at Read 'em and Weep.
We
whatever
love a
your
good dad
comments
joke.
are, please leave your jokes in there. It's fine. We love to see those. And David started off well on Facebook. There we go.
Thank you, David. I mean, yeah, you wrap anything in enough tinfoil to survive. So
It's true. Yeah. I mean, I think you should check out our 5G comments. That's what I'm gonna
yes.
say.
If you wrap yourself in tinfoil,
will
you may be protected.
You will fit right in over there.
Mickey, these beds can save your life in the event of an earthquake. Oh yeah, I've seen these. What happens
Yes.
if your hand is sticking out on the edge of the bed?
Yeah, that is a good point. If you haven't seen this video, it's pretty amazing. Where it basically.
It's like a pod.
Yeah, and it just like it's like a clam trap, or a clam or something, like a clamshell, just seals you up. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. Just wham, and it sucks you down into this thing. I believe actually, if I remember correctly, I think Stephen Colbert was showcasing our video of that.
Was he
segment.
really?
Yeah,
That's
talking
great.
About that, making fun of it. Yeah, I totally agree with you, though. It looks way more terrifying than just dealing with the earthquake.
Right, exactly.
I'm just gonna jump under a table and hope for the best. I don't want to be stuck in this thing because this thing it just seems like a death trap. It's
It
like,
does.
Great, you survived. Now you're trapped in here forever. Again, no one can
How do
hear
you get out of the pod?
in your sealed tomb. Yeah, that's how that feels. All right, Rudy.
Oh wow, with quite a lengthy bit of prose
This
there.
this article gets a lot of comments. It's right up there with 5G. So the Rise of Skywalker theory explains why Rey could go dark. Sorry guys, but this series is so mundane that I really don't care what happens now. So anyway, something unexpected like this would actually be a good thing instead of the predictable course this whole series has taken. Yes, I'm sure Rudy knew exactly where Star Wars was going to go.
That's true the whole time.
Yes, I mean,
Could be the writer behind.
yeah, it could be. This could be Rudy who knew this all along. I mean, the theory. I like the theory. Are you a Star Wars fan?
I am. I haven't caught up.
Yeah.
Yet.
What's the
on
last Star Wars you saw?
The one that was in the theater.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah, that's. It's $5.
Here's
Go see a Star
$20.
Wars.
Go see it. Damn it, you beat me.
It's just so good. You have to go see a Star Wars. Buster. All right, so Rudy, yeah, I mean, I disagree. I think the movies have been fine. I mean, they're fine.
They're
It's
great.
Star Wars movies.
Yeah, they're super enjoyable. Like the whole point is like you want a hero to root for in
Yeah.
this series. Like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, somebody may go dark, but I feel like it's okay if we kind of retell the same story
Right.
over and over a little bit because it's very enjoyable.
It's space ninjas with laser swords and mind powers. I mean, come on. It's that. What more do you need than that? I don't really care about the rest of it as long as they're, wielding around their
They're
laser
ninja
swords.
swords. All right.
That's where we're gonna get comments. That one right there. I guarantee somebody's
Laser sword.
furiously writing right now about that.
Brandon Duncan, UPS gets FAA clearance to roll out a fleet of delivery drones. So if people stealing packages off your doorstep wasn't enough, UPS is providing a target to shoot with a surprise reward if you hit it.
Yeah, we're going to go into that a little bit later on in the show, but that is true. So UPS has approval for an unlimited amount of drones, essentially, that can carry an unlimited weight. We're going to break it down a little bit more, but it's pretty amazing. So they're going to have, their own drone fleet. But that's something that I've thought about.
Yeah,
too.
I've thought about this for a long time of people, shooting
Like,
down
oh,
drones. And
where's that going? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Although I don't know how you wouldn't, destroy the package in taking it down.
That's true. It's not going to stop people, though.
No,
People will
it's
still shoot
people
those
will
things
still
down.
shoot the things down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
for some reason I feel like New Jersey's had a lot of those stories. People shooting down drones.
unsurprised.
That just feels right. All right, Dream State. Right, we tried all the gaming supplements of TwitchCon and survived to tell the tale. So we're actually going to be playing this in about 20 minutes. So
All right.
this was our own Riley win. So you recorded some stupid kid getting high. Awesome content, guys. Really productive. Oh, and you paid for it all too. Wow. Hope your superiors at work are proud of the work you do. They insisted we play this.
Hot
So let's
take.
just say that. Yes.
Yeah.
This is. Are you kidding me? Who wouldn't want to watch this? I mean, Riley went to TwitchCon. That's what everybody's doing, and he sacrificed
That's what all the cool
himself.
kids are doing.
Yeah, he
So we sent a
sacrificed-
cool kid down there to
Yeah.
do it.
And he tried all of the gaming supplements, and I don't know
Did
what
he?
ends up.
He didn't have a heart attack, did he?
Well, he made it here.
He made it back.
He made it back somehow. I don't know the end of the story though. I haven't watched the end of the video.
My goodness.
Also, you watched it, so
See, I need to watch it because I need to know what happened.
you got to know what happens. We're gonna be playing that. Like it's like 20 minutes. That'll be on here.
Also,
so
Dream State, you misspelled paid.
it's there, not there. All right, let's continue on. Going back to the Microsoft event again. Thank you everybody for the read 'em and weep comments. So let's do this. Let's revisit the Surface Pro X.
Gotcha.
And I believe
Yep.
they're saying X, not 10. And taking a look at some of the things with that. So this integrated AI engine, and again, we're walking through some of the Microsoft events, or were some of the things announced at the Microsoft event. There's a lot to get through. We do want to know your comments. Integrated AI engine in this one. And we were discussing what that can do as far as the eye tracking.
Right.
So when you're taking a phone call, a video call, and you always look at the screen, we don't look at the camera because it's just natural. This actually will just adjust your eyes. So you're looking at the screen, but for the person who's on the other side, your eyes will be moved up.
Interesting.
Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
Fine.
Okay.
Weird. That's weird.
It's weird, right? I mean, I like the idea because it is one of those things. And again, I may be a heavy user on video phone calls, so it's because of what we do. So maybe this isn't a big a deal for a lot of people, but especially if you're recording it, it's really annoying when you're always looking at the screen. But it's so natural to just look at the screen, not look at the camera that's on there.
I've always embraced it as a way to not make eye contact. So I'm kind of mad that, well, I'm kind of mad and happy at the same time that I don't actually have to make eye contact to make eye contact. This is great. I've determined that this is great.
So you want these for life.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things they're talking about. So the integrated AI engine, they're saying it's extremely powerful. Get the Qualcomm QS1 chip in there.
Yep, to make it connected.
Yeah,
So
yeah. They
always
also
data.
have part of it with the pen, showcasing some of the aspects of
Right,
the pen
yeah.
as well. So pretty cool when it comes down to that. So that's what we're kind of looking at with that. So it's the Surface Pro X, and then we're going to get into the Surface Pro Neo here in just a little bit as well. Let's go on to this though. Let's talk about the earbuds.
Yeah, the
so
earbuds.
everybody's coming out with their own earbuds now.
Everybody's coming out with their own earbuds, and Microsoft jumped on board. They have a really unique design, which I think is like one of the first things that pops out at people when looking at these. Is they're kind of like they almost look like an earring.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're
They
really.
do.
I think
They
they're
look like a
really
plug.
cool actually, because like you're always going to see the earbuds in your ears regardless. So I think it's great that they have a nice surface. So you can do a bunch of different gestures on them. You can control your Android through it. It also has some really cool features in general.
Yeah, it's I going to the look side of it. That is an interesting way to go about it, and that's something that I don't think anybody's come up with a uniform look that everybody loves, universally
They
or
certainly
dislikes.
don't look like golf tees.
They don't look like that, and that is also something that I appreciate as well. So I'm not a real big fan of the golf tee look. I know probably the majority of people watching this show probably have those, and they're
okay.
great. Yeah, that's totally great. But I do like this idea of something that does look a little bit different, and you like you said, you have the gesture controls. It also has some really amazing translation features.
Yeah, it can translate over 60 languages into your ear, which is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a very cool integration. You see some other companies working on that, like Google obviously has some of their translation services, but Microsoft's coming into this realm, and this comes on the heels of the Echo Buds with Amazon's version. You have Samsung's Galaxy Buds,
Right.
Apple, of course, with the AirPods, and Apple probably number one in there, but there's some debate about where the top end kind of lies with this. Microsoft with these Surface earbuds, the price is definitely high. They're coming in at a high price point of
Yeah.
$250, which is
high for
High-end.
that. Yeah, that's about what you would spend on a really nice pair of over-the-ear headphones.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit higher of a price point. However, when you look at all of the features that you get, it
Yeah.
starts to make sense a bit more with that voice translation, with all of the ways, all the integration with different software controlling, like that video was showing for people who are watching. Microsoft Office,
Yeah.
being able to, answer phone calls, listen to Spotify, all the things that you expect with Bluetooth, but kind of souped up.
Yeah, souped up, definitely. I mean, we'll have to see how the sound is. This is just announced, so I don't believe we have any kind of review yet on the sound. This all happened right before we went live, so I'm sure our people are on that right now. We do have Luke Larson and Jeremy Kaplan, who are there at the event, presumably testing some of these products and interviewing right now. And they're going to be live on the show a little bit later, live from this event in New York. So we'll be able to ask them some questions directly or try to get some answers from them directly. But this is the Surface earbuds. I think they look cool. I love all the software integration. It's still, the price point's a little bit too high for me personally.
Yeah, personally as well. Regarding the quality, it does talk about that there might be different filters for noise reduction and things like that. So if that does kind of pay off, and if these are really high quality, then yeah, that price point might make a little more sense.
Right, and I'm sure we'll have somebody in here from Digital Trends in the next day or so to talk about these and talk about the differences between them all. Taking a look here on on Facebook, William Robert just said $250 for earbuds. No thanks.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and that is definitely a high price point. But if you're in the market for that higher end, I think Apple's, and I could be wrong on this, but I believe it's around $180.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it like $199 or something?
Somewhere in there, yeah. So these are definitely higher.
And similarly, it comes with a carrying case. I believe that they're 24-hour battery life, so you're not actually having to charge them that much. But yeah, this seems to be the trend with like your little earpods in your little case.
Leroy asking a question. I was really looking forward to a new Surface Book 3. Why do you think they skipped it this year? That's a good question. I don't have a direct answer to that. Maybe just because they were focusing on these upgrades to everything else. We do have Luke Larson, who's been down there, and he would be our expert on that. So I'll try to get an answer for you. But I'm not sure. It does seem odd that they skipped that, but they did have a lot of other announcements to go with this. It was definitely a huge suite of hardware. And so let's kind of go on to some of those other ones in the cutting edge side of things. And they really did bring out some new ones. So we've heard the rumors for a long time about the Centaurus, which was going to be maybe the foldable screen. We didn't really know what it was going to look like, this new device that they were going to be working on. And we didn't get the Centaurus, but we did get the Surface Neo. And it is a dual-screened laptop, 2-in-1. I mean, it's kind of everything all in one. They showcased some of the pretty cool features with that.
Yeah, maybe this is the answer to that viewer's question that
Could be.
Maybe this is kind of the alternative.
Where they're going, where they really wanted to push this and push people into this side of things. So it is going to be a while before you can get it, but they did finally show us what this is going to look like, and it's pretty cool. It is not as big as I thought it would be. I don't know if we got the exact size, but it looked to be, based upon it being in his hand, about the size, not too much bigger than a standard Surface Pro right now, but with a completely foldable hinge in the middle to where you can go
360, on either side. So kind of like a folding screen, essentially.
Yeah, but it's just the screen is separate. It's two separate screens. So they didn't try to go the Samsung Galaxy Fold route. Two separate screens, but very close together. And as you can see, there is the line in the middle, but they showcased a lot of the interaction with this on how it works, and it's pretty cool. So they'd used a Windows 10X design that is designed just for dual screens. So the software is actually set for it. And that's one of the things for me, whenever we talk about these dual screened devices, whatever it is, it's like, how does the software work?
Right.
It's cool, neat, you can fold your screen, but it doesn't really do anything for me unless the software's designed in there.
And Windows has done a lot with making things kind of modular and fit on your desktop really well, so it makes sense that any sort of dual screen device is going to follow that flow as well.
Yeah.
And that's actually been something that people really, really like about
about their devices.
And their devices. Also has a removable or a movable keyboard, so you can flip it back and forth.
Yeah.
And then kind of have that smaller screen on the bottom if you are using the keyboard.
Right. Or you can create a trackpad there. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of a lot of adjustments that you can make based on what your preference is.
Yeah, and even showcasing, looking at it, as a book, which is something that would be definitely a new experience when it comes to that. And I think there's a lot of different things that I would like to see with this. And again, on the software side of it, if you think about hotkeys or you're watching videos, or maybe it's powerful enough to play games on. I don't know exactly. But with that extra screen that you can have on there, and you've seen more and more laptops trying to incorporate that in, or figuring out different ways what to do with that extra screen, and then being able to move the keyboard up and then have that there, or just have it with two screens. So I think there's a lot that we're going to see as far as what the usability factor is, but it's still a cool innovation, if nothing else. Like, this is a cool way that they're innovating with it, and I love seeing it when companies kind of change up what they're doing and push the bounds a little bit. This one's not going to be available till they said holiday 2020. So it's going to be a while before we actually get this.
Yeah, a lot of their other products are coming out later this October, but that one will have to wait for just a little while longer.
Wait a little longer, yeah. Seeing some comments come through. I'll try to get to these too as well. It's talking about, why would I want to be tied to one ecosystem? Types on Apple laptop while listening to podcasts on iPad. Oh, got to answer this call on my phone. George, you are perfectly answering that, yeah. So they're very much, this integration theme is very much part of what Windows is doing, and every company's doing it, but Windows really doubling down on theirs, and so much so that they are going back to the Surface Phone.
Yep.
The Surface Phone. Who out there had a Surface Phone? Not me. But they are coming back to this, and they are doing the dual screen. It's very similar looking to the LG version of dual screen, where it's not a foldable screen. It's
almost like a DS.
Yeah.
It's so many things in one. It's a phone, it's a tablet, it's a notebook, it's a DS. It has a 360-degree hinge. It's basically the Microsoft Surface Phone, but with dual screen.
Yeah, that's essentially it. So it's cool. They did say that they worked very closely with Google for the Android operating software. And again, that's kind of what I was saying before. If the software can really utilize this stuff, that's where you're going to see some of the advantages. Other than, you can look at it from two different sides. I'm sure with the the cameras, that's nice, but I mean, what is the actual integration? They did showcase some things that I think we would all agree were pretty good. They just brought up like, what about those times when you're trying to copy an address and just move it into, like copy an address from an email and move it into Google Maps or something like that, and what a pain that is.
Yeah, what a
back and
pain that
forth.
is, and what an aid having that dual screen technology can
Yeah.
do for you. Like, copying
That's just one
information
example,
over, being able to take a call and also write something down at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
it's in having it all in one ecosystem again.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like where they're going with that as far as showcasing the software side. It is Surface. I mean, is a Surface phone something that everybody wants? I do want to know what you think about that. Let us know if a Surface phone is where you, if this is enough to bring you back into that. I don't believe we got a price on it. I'm gonna guess it's not gonna be cheap. Most likely, as these things go.
Especially, if it has this dual 6.5-inch display on either side that's
Yeah.
really high res, probably not going to be very cheap.
I think we're going. My guess would be 1,400. So that's, and again, we can take a look here at what it looks like too, just if you want to see. So, well, that's the Neo. So showcasing the Neo side of things, and then this is how they did it. They paired it with the Duo to showcase. Oh, look, you're working on your Neo, but
Ta-da.
here's the smaller version that you can take with you.
There's the baby.
That's my own narration. That's not what they said. But here's the baby version. There it is. So, I mean, cool.
Cool.
Is that something that you would use?
I have been kind of looking
Ignore
for
price?
Yeah, I have been kind of wanting a device that does both tablet and phone capabilities for a while because I really would like a tablet, but I just don't want another thing. I don't know if this would be it. I think it's heading in the right direction though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. Again, it's that software integration. That's kind of part of what I want to see. But there it is.
I like that aspect of like having a little book that you're looking at.
Yeah,
I don't know why. That seems cozy to me.
yeah,
That appeals.
yeah.
To me. That
It's
tracks.
calming.
It's
very
calming. Yes,
calming.
this is a calming device.
It's a calming device. So there it is. That is what we've seen so far from Microsoft. We have much more in-depth coverage at digitaltrends.com as well that you can take a look at, and if you want to get in there, and we'll have Luke and/or Jeremy, we don't know who, will be here live on the show with us later on, live from the floor of this event. So that'll be happening later on in the show. One other trending story I just did want to get in really quick, and this has to do with Amazon.
Yeah, another Seattle.
It's all Seattle today. All Seattle, although in New York, so it doesn't make any
There we
sense
go.
there. But yeah, having to do with the Amazon Go technology. So the Amazon Go stores, this is the cashierless stores that they have where you walk in, it just scans your card, and you just walk out with your items. They're talking about maybe licensing this technology to a bunch of different places. So including airports, they talk about movie theaters,
Yes.
different ways they can license that technology out. And there's a lot of interesting things that go along with that.
Yes, exactly. Although in an airport, I gotta say, I'm thrilled about that because
Down with it too.
nobody's happy
No.
working in an airport.
No, anytime you go to one of those little like sandwich shops, like, okay,
Those
I just
people
want a
are so
sandwich and water,
miserable.
they're always angry.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that it? Like, and that's like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. But yeah, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
They're not happy, let's make everybody
it
happy.
will be interesting to see how this rolls out. So Amazon really anticipated opening a bunch of these stores by 2021, and it doesn't look like that's actually happening. So this may be the alternative
Yeah.
that they're licensing out this technology, and we're not sure how. The payment around that would work yet, like how the business model would work, whether, they would get a commission on certain items or,
Right.
Whether they pay like a monthly rate to Amazon, these stores. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out, but I could see this really taking off.
Yeah, I could too. This idea of automation, we're going to be discussing that actually a lot. We've got an interview coming up just about automation, the automated customer experience, and we're going to talk about some robotic pizza. So there's a lot.
Delicious.
Actually in Seattle, so it's a lot of Seattle theme today. No Sounders though. So that's
No toast salad and scrambled eggs.
yes. Oh God, that was a solid. That was solid. All right, we need to go to a break, and we've got a lot of stuff that we want to play from Riley at TwitchCon. So we've got some great interviews coming up that he had. We're also going to play the video of him trying every single gamer supplement at TwitchCon. Yes, we're going to play that video. That's happening. And but first, before we go to a break, Adrienne, thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of coverage here. Follow along. We've got lots coming up here on Digital Trends Live. We'll be back here in a minute. Welcome back to Digital Trends Live. Thank you for joining us, keeping you up to date on everything that's going on in the world of technology. We've been covering the Microsoft Surface event. We kind of ran through a bunch of the products. We got a lot of coverage at Digital Trends, and we're going to be joined live from the floor of the event by either Luke or Jeremy coming up in the show. So stick around for that. Drop in your questions. But now we need to play some more of Riley Wynn's coverage at TwitchCon. We've got a couple of different videos we're going to be playing, but let's go ahead and go with this. This is his interview with Anda live at TwitchCon.
Thanks, Greg. Riley Wynn here with Digital Trends. We're at the UTA brunch at TwitchCon 2019. I'm joined right beside me. I'm joined by Anda, the esports player and Twitch streamer. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, for the people in our audience that may not be familiar with your stream and you as a person, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do on your stream?
As a competitive League of Legends player for 100 Thieves.
Yes.
Yeah, basically my stream is mainly League of Legends and just me like practicing my own game and trying to improve, and then also trying to educate my viewers as well.
So you play a lot of League of Legends. You're on the esports team for 100 Thieves. You're the jungler, correct? Yeah, can you explain what that is to our audience?
The jungler role is basically to help the laners, top, mid, and bottom lane as much as they can and get leads. And yeah, try to win the game through that way.
You got to win the game, that's right. So you said you pretty much just stream League of Legends. When you're not streaming or when you're just at home chilling out, do you play any other video games?
During the season, I try to not to play other games, but during the off season, I've definitely been trying to check out other games. Recently, I've been trying to check out TFT and also Minecraft.
Okay.
That I've been enjoying those two pretty well.
We've been hearing Minecraft a lot. Is Minecraft your favorite one?
I only enjoy mining, to be honest. That's it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So we're at TwitchCon. How many have you been to? Have you been to more than one, or is this your first?
This is my first, actually. Yeah.
You excited?
Pretty excited, yeah.
How's it been so far?
Well, the whole 100 Thieves party we had, and then, yeah, definitely yesterday I checked out the con, and there's a lot of fun things to check out, so.
Yes, we were at the 100 Thieves party as well. Little Dicky was playing. It was amazing. It was a blast. What are you looking forward to most this weekend at TwitchCon?
Just meeting as much people as I can, and then like some of the Twitch Rivals tournaments are pretty interesting to check out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're streaming, chats are always going crazy on when people are streaming their games. What's your like favorite meme or like emoticon that people comment in your chat?
I think recently maybe like the Wide People Happy one. I'm not sure if you guys know that one, but that one's pretty funny.
With Twitch is like people can donate and gift things. What's like the coolest or weirdest thing you've ever been gifted?
For like the coolest one, well,
Gifted.
for like the coolest one, well, it wasn't like on stream or anything. Like a fan came out to like one of our games, I guess, and like after every game we have a fan meet, and they basically like brought up a cake because it was my birthday, and like lit up a candle and everything. But it's pretty funny, and
That's pretty cool.
I appreciate it a lot, I guess. Yeah,
What kind of cake was it?
I forget. It was a while ago.
Alrighty. So you're having success with esports and streaming. What kind of advice do you have for someone that wants to get into competitive esports or even just Twitch streaming?
Definitely for competitive, you just want to play as much as you can and improve as much as you can, and like try to climb the ladder as high as possible. Always try to make connections and like reach out to like other pro players as well to see if they can have opportunities for you, and yeah, just you got to bring yourself out there, I guess. Yeah.
Network and get your name out there, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Perfect. So you've had success with streaming and playing esports, especially with League of Legends. It's crazy. They like sell out arenas for the championships and the different events. Where do you see the future of competitive esports going?
Honestly, or just how far it has come already has been like really surprising compared to like how it started off. I guess like when I was like 16 years old, I played in my first StarCraft 2 LAN, and I got like free hotel and like free transportation, all that. And I thought
That was probably like, you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome.
it's like this is the lifestyle I want to be in, you know. And then now, or like the biggest thing I did was like play at Worlds, and then also play at the Oracle Arena in Oakland.
Yeah.
In like the big, or like maybe like 10, 15K people, which was like insane. So I just imagine it's gonna get bigger.
Perfect, perfect. And then the last thing, self-plug, where can people go to follow you?
Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Anda, A-N-D-A.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us on Digital Trends Live. Really appreciate it. If you want more interviews like this or updates from TwitchCon 2019, go over to digitaltrends.com. Greg, we're going to kick it back to you. That's it for us in San Diego.
All right, Riley Wynn right there in San Diego for TwitchCon. So we did a lot of coverage down there. He spoke to a lot of people, and we're going to play one more interview here coming up in a bit. But before we do that, we need to play an experiment that Riley did, which was he tried every single gaming supplement that was available to his disposal there at TwitchCon. And we're going to watch that now. We're going to see the results of what happened. I haven't seen the end of this yet. I will say that he survived, spoilers, but how well? Well, let's go ahead and watch this right now. Here it is. Riley at TwitchCon trying supplements.
Do you take pre-workout before you go to the gym? Well, some extreme gamers take supplements before they play video games. These companies promise improved performance, but do they actually work? I'm Riley Wynn with Digital Trends, and I'm gonna try every single gaming supplement here at TwitchCon. Will it make me play video games better? Will I have a heart attack? Let's find out. We've got Juju Blue Raspberry. We're gonna try it. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that's actually really good. That tastes like the Dum Dum Blue Raspberry. It's really freaking good. Let's look at some of the ingredients. Riboflavin, I think a lot of people are allergic to that. Niacin, 6, so if you're trying to pass the drug test, this will help. A little warm in there.
No crash, no jitters. It's designed for focus.
Okay.
Gamers.
Focus for gamers.
Yep. You're in a computer. You're not doing activity. You don't
Okay.
need all this body jitter. So
Okay.
that's why we tried to design a drink that focused.
Cheers. Oh, didn't like that one very much. That one was not good. That hits you right in the jaw. That's got a little pucker. You know, like when you get that feeling in your jaw when you like might throw up? Kind of getting right now. I'm only 2 in. Let's see how the rest of them go. I have to pee again.
50 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
So
Seems like a lot.
it is. And if you want to give it a try, then come back in like an hour.
Yeah.
Let us know how you
Yes.
feel.
I'll do it right here. Don't worry. Cheers. Oh my gosh. Thank you. It is good, yeah.
Nice and sour.
Yeah, really sour. Really hits you in the back of the throat.
You're gonna feel good.
There's still more in here. I couldn't do that all at once, dude. That was like a 5-hour energy on crack. Keto energy, baby. Oh man. It's not better the second time. Can't even see straight. I went into the women's bathroom on accident. So if you eat this, you don't need blue light blocking glasses.
Well, I wouldn't say you don't.
All right, guys, so this is the first gaming supplement that we've had that is not in a liquid form. We'll see how this goes. Not my, whoa. Not my favorite. My jaw is clenching up. I feel like I just had like a Chinese buffet of MSG. Had to pee again.
Nootropic supplement that helps you focus and concentrate better.
What does nootropic mean?
Basically, have you ever seen the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
Where he takes the pill and it unlocks his mind and his thinking.
Yeah, like Adderall.
Yeah. Exactly. This is the real life version of that.
Liquid Adderall. Really good. Like actually pretty tasty, that passion fruit. If I didn't, well, we'll see how I feel in like 20 minutes. But right now, like I would drink that like with like some crushed ice, that'd be pretty damn good. I don't feel like I can play video games better, but I want to dance right now, I'm not gonna lie. Hey. Didn't throw up though. This is the OG gaming fuel. So let's see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel the caffeine from all the other ones and this, and getting kind of shaky. That's G Fuel, green apple. He said it. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I'm pretty sweaty. I am not well. Not well at all. All right, you guys, we just tried all the gaming supplements here at TwitchCon 2019. Did they make me focus more? I can't say for certain. I might have a heart attack. We'll have to see what the doctor at the hospital says. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Digital Dreads Live. Again, thanks for watching. If this is your first time watching, hit that subscribe button. We go live every weekday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. So we cover everything that's going on in the world of tech and more and beyond. And we've just been playing some videos of Riley Wynn down at TwitchCon. We did just play the one where he tried every single supplement he could possibly get. I see that we got a comment coming through. Yeah, Drew, this is probably an extremely unscientific trial of these supplements. Yeah, I'm going to guarantee it was pretty unscientific, but we did get to see the result. I mean, who's going to actually go do that and try all of those? And I can only imagine what some of the stuff that didn't make the cut looked like, but that was a lot of bathroom breaks. So, all right, Riley, thank you for that. We've got one more interview of Riley. This was one where he spoke with Miss Harvey down at TwitchCon, so that's coming up. Coming up a little bit later in the show, too, we're going to be going live from the Microsoft event. We'll have either Luke Larson or Jeremy Kaplan, who have both been there covering everything going on with that. They'll be joining the show, so drop in your comments. We've got some other interviews. We've got some news, but let's play one more Riley clip in our Riley block here. This is with Miss Harvey at TwitchCon.
Thanks, Greg. Riley Wynn here with Digital Trends. We're at TwitchCon 2019. We're at the Omen booth. And I'm joined here by Twitch streamer, Miss Harvey. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, for our people in our audience that aren't familiar with you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm a streamer, but I come from the Counter-Strike community. So I've played Counter-Strike my whole career, my whole life. I'm a pro gamer, I guess, Won 5 World Championship, and you know, right now I'm doing a little bit of everything from streaming to gaming, advocacy, and female diversity and minority, and I'm just a little bit everywhere.
Awesome. So we're at TwitchCon.
Yes.
How many have you been to?
This is my 3rd one, so I skipped the last 2 years. There's so many events, and it was at the same time as ESL New York, but this year I decided to go with the Omen crew, because what a beautiful booth.
So when you come to TwitchCon, what do you look forward to most, or what's your favorite thing about it?
You know, it's so different from every other convention because it's not about selling things or making sure you're everywhere at the same time and you're so overwhelmed. It's about being with your community and kind of just chilling. So you just walk around.
Chilling.
You really, there's no pressure when you're here. Even though I have to do certain things, it's a lot more relaxed than most conventions. So I like it.
Okay, so you're a big Counter-Strike player, but we're gonna go a little back, throw it back a little bit. What was the first video game you ever played?
Mario 3.
Mario 3.
Yeah, that's easy. I get that question asked all the time. Mario 3, at Christmas, I opened it. But honestly, probably another one, but the one I remembered was that one. So, and then I did all the Marios. I was a big Mario fan because I didn't get a lot of games when I was younger, but I got all the Marios.
Definitely got Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I got Counter-Strike.
So when you're not playing Counter-Strike,
Yeah.
what's your favorite game to play?
Oh my God. Right now, well, Borderlands just came out, so I've been playing a lot of Borderlands, and it's one of my favorite franchises. Been really addicted to these kind of games. But I do play a lot of mobile at the moment.
Okay.
So I play this game, it's called Empire Puzzles. And it's the game I play when I travel and everywhere. It's kind of a Bejeweled meet World of Warcraft.
I like that.
Like I'm in a guild and I have like, you know, we have raids and whatnot. You know, it's interesting, okay? But it's more like Bejeweled than WoW, but it's kind of like WoW. Anyway, I like it a lot.
So you've had a lot of success in esports and playing competitively. You've been doing it for 15 years. Do you have any advice for people who are just getting into the industry?
Absolutely. I think that is a great industry, but also a lot of people are wanting to do what we do. So it's a lot about being there at the right time. It's a lot of timing, a lot of chances, but it's a lot of perseverance. So I want to say, keep working on your craft, keep working on your goals and improving yourself. Don't compare yourself to XYZ. You know, even where I'm at 15 years later, if I still compared myself, I'd be disappointed because there's always going to be someone better, bigger, you know. So it's not about comparing yourself. It's about what is my goal and can I achieve that goal and how do I achieve that goal. So I think start small, realistic, but keep going and keep at it. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
If you give up, you'll never do it. That's as simple as that.
And over that long, successful career, what's been your favorite esports memory?
Well, every time I World Cup, it's been crazy.
I love how you said every time.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
But there was one in particular when Counter-Strike Global Offensive came out. It was in 2012. So the game came out 1 or 2 months before the World Cup. So we had no time to get ready to play a new game. And we were able to win the World Cup in 2011 and the World Cup in 2012. So in 2 different games. So I guess that was probably my biggest moment, especially because we were losing pretty badly in the final and we did some crazy comeback. So the match lasted 5 hours.
Wow.
For a BO3 in Counter-Strike, that's a long time.
That's a long, 5 hours of anything is long.
But it was amazing.
Awesome. So we're at the Omen booth.
Yes.
We want to know, what's your setup like?
Okay, so I usually use everything Omen at home.
Okay.
For the last 2 years, I've been partnered with them, but you guys gotta get the Obelisk. If you want to stream and play at home, you need the Obelisk Tower because it's the most powerful Omen tower. But we just came out with a brand new laptop. I say we as if I'm doing the laptops.
You made it.
But yeah, it's a dual screen laptop.
Oh, fun.
It's called the Omen X2S, and it's featured here because you can't buy it yet. So you should try it. It's really cool. There's a second screen on the laptop, and you can use it to do whatever. Chat with your community while you're streaming, or watch a video while you're working on top. It's actually pretty amazing. I've used it a couple times. I was pretty impressed.
2 screens are better than 1, right?
It is better than 1, especially when you can game on the machine, and it's not just for looks.
There you go. So esports, it's come a long way since it began. Where do you see the future of it going?
Oh my, that's a good question because it's so hard. Like even if you think about 5 years ago where esports was to now, it's so crazy. But I think that my goal is that in 10 years, we don't talk about esports and sports, you know. We talk about hockey, football, Counter-Strike, Overwatch, you know. There's no sports in esports. They're all sports.
They're all sports. I like that.
Okay, so this is where I want esports to be at. We won't say esports anymore.
Perfect. Last question.
Yeah.
Where can people follow you?
Oh, you can follow me everywhere at Miss RB. I love talking to you guys on socials or Discord or whatever. I stream, and I'm super active on Instagram stories because I think it's the funniest Because I'm a little bit silly, so I do a lot of silly things on Instagram, okay?
Well, awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. If you want more interviews like this or TwitchCon updates, go over to digitaltrends.com. Back to you, Greg.
All right, and thank you, Riley Wynn, for all of your hard work and coverage there at TwitchCon. He interviewed a lot of people. That's a lot of running around to get all of that, but we appreciate that. And you can check out all those videos at digitaltrends.com. We have more coming up on the show today. So coming up next, we're going to be talking to Bhavin Asher, who is the CEO of a company called Grubber, and what they are doing is working on that automation of the customer experience. So we talked about the Amazon Go store earlier and how we're going with just the kiosks and different ways that we're looking at how that is changing with technology. McDonald's just bought an AI company to change that experience. So we're going to talk about Grubber and how they're doing that and the ways maybe we're going to see this change going forward. So stick around, drop in your comments, your questions back here in a minute with more Digital Trends Live. Welcome back to Digital Trends Live. I'm Greg Nibbler. We're live here every weekday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, so hit that subscribe button. That way you get the notification when we do go live. And we like to keep you up to date with technology and how it's changing our lives. And I think we've seen a lot of this recently, a push towards automation when it comes to the customer experience and how that's changing with this rapid advancement of technology in all kinds of facets. And we're going to talk to somebody who's certainly at the forefront of that right now. We have Bhavin Asher, the CEO of Grubber. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you, Matt, for inviting me to the show.
So excited to talk about this and see where we're going and what your thoughts are on this changing customer experience idea. Can we get a little bit of background on your company, though, and just how you got to this point? And then we'll kind of look at some wider pictures.
Sure. So Grubber is 3-year-old technology. We built a whole complete ecosystem, which consists of self-ordering kiosks, point of sale, digital menu boards, and pay at the table. And this came from the customer's demand, where every customer now has to go to 10 different people to purchase a technology, wherein with Grubber, it's a one-stop shop and you get everything, and it's all connected.
And that does seem to be a changing thing as far as how people want to interact when they're purchasing something. Because you're right, going through 9 different people to purchase one product is not something that I feel like is a trend that is gonna last long. So we're seeing this trend more towards automation. Can we talk about it maybe in a broader context too? And we'll certainly get back into Grubber's side of things, but what you're seeing just as a trend as a whole with the industry.
So today's consumer, they expect short period of time. There's premium. They put their premium on time. Self-service is for shorter wait times. I don't want to wait in lines. And they prefer technology over human interaction. That's been proven at the banks. That's been proven by airport kiosks. And that's where we feel self-ordering kiosk is going to be the future. So literally, I think we are moving towards a cashless society, and point of sales will not exist in the near future.
So do you think that's kind of I guess maybe reflected with like the Amazon Go stores? We've talked about those before. Those are cashierless. You just walk in, you grab something. I know McDonald's just purchased an AI company as well, or maybe multiple ones. Can you talk a little bit about that side of things and how that would change?
Sure. So McDonald's have the resources, and they're purchasing these companies and setting stone for the future tech in the restaurants for self-service. And self-service is just driving for efficiency, labor crunch we have in the market, consumers' demands, and the omni-channel experience, as we call it. Grubber is taking this path and democratizing the whole platform for everybody else in different verticals.
So let's walk through how that actually works, how you're able to democratize that, and how you're able to spread out that kind of technology.
Sure. So let's take McDonald's, let's take Panera, let's take Walmart. Some of these large high-end retailers and QSRs have the money and the power to purchase the technology. They have the know-how, and it costs millions of dollars. Let's say I'm a small mom and pop, or I'm also a big QSR and I don't have a path going forward. Grubber can help with that. We have the solution where we can say, hey, McDonald's has, for example, let me quantify that. I want a voice ordering AI. So you're seeing the kiosk on the screen. I want the kiosk to talk to me. Sure. McDonald's just purchased that tech. Can I have this in next 6 months? Our answer will be yes, you can have that too, and it will be customized to your needs.
So it's something that could actually work for no matter what kind of the business it is that you run. If there's a customer experience, you can streamline that and make it.
That is correct. And 5 years ago, this was all new or cool technology to have. Now it's a must-have. You expect a kiosk. You expect a self. It's like walking into a bank and not seeing an ATM machine, and you drawing your $20 from a teller. When have you done that last?
Right. Yeah. I don't even know. Yeah. I try to avoid it unless I have to. Yeah. I'm 100% on board with that. I definitely use that. I mean, I even use the mobile app for depositing things. So talking about this kind of change and shift and the move towards more kiosks, what are some of the other advantages that can actually come for the customer other than, streamlining it? What are some other advantages that you can get from this kind of interaction?
So it's not only streamlining, so it's efficiency. As humans, we always make mistakes. With kiosk, it's a very simple pitch, actually. Always shows up to work, never makes a mistake, and it runs 24/7. Yeah.
Let's talk about maybe some of the customization aspects, because I know that that's a very big push for a lot of people too. Even just going back to, I don't know if everybody remembers when they put in the customized Coke machines at movie theaters or whatever, where you can customize what you want there. Is that something that's also going to be reflected in this push more toward kiosks, the ability to customize what it is you're getting?
That's a very good question. So we suggest to do a whole solutioning whiteboarding session. We go in, hey, because it's not one size fit all, and we understand that. So we expect our customers and us to sit down together, understand what they need, and come up with a game plan. And then go in and build their user experience as per the restaurant needs. So, for example, a customer might need kiosk hanging on the wall, or you might need kiosk right in front of the counter, or you might need 6 kiosks which are by the entrance. It all depends on the use case and how that restaurant or retail or the store works.
And we've been looking at it a lot from the customer experience, but let's look at it maybe a little bit broader. How does this play into just employment and what kind of maybe pushback or how that's going to be reflected in the industry?
So at Grubber, we truly believe that it's going to be more about repurposing the employees. Some of these kiosks will take away the mundane task, which nobody wants to do it anyways. If you go do a survey on 100 people who work at a QSR, for example, and ask them, do you want to flip burgers or do you want to be a cashier? I will tell you 9 out of 10 answer will be no. But we think you can reskill that labor or employee to do more customer experience stuff, and that's what everybody expects. So I would rather have a kiosk manager or a customer experience manager in the store versus having 2 cashiers.
Gotcha. Can you expand just a little bit on that? What you mean by customer experience manager?
So self-ordering tech or even your mobile app, it's such a big change or such a big trend in the industry. But how do you educate the customer? I've never seen one before. I've been used to, I walk into a restaurant, there are human cues to it where I walk up, I see a cashier, I know I have to walk there. Now, if I put a kiosk in, how do I tell my customer, where do you need to walk into? I'm not a very tech-savvy person. There's always that skepticism of going up and touching something on the screen because somebody behind me might think, oh, I'm not good at it, or I might look like an idiot, right? So the kiosk manager can do three things: help you use the kiosk, upsell, and become your friendly, your friendly or a loyal, prove that you're a loyal customer because now he or she sees you regularly. So we are not taking away the human element, because that's another question that comes up a lot. Hey, are you trying to eliminate labor and not have employees in their store? We believe the other way, where you'll have a kiosk manager in the front and your kitchen will actually be churning out more orders. So guess what? You'll need more cooks in the back.
I could definitely say that for the self-checkout line at grocery stores, there needs to be some education, because some people take way too long when it comes to that. You need to pass the test, as far as I'm concerned. But that's a good way to look at it, though, and seeing where some other employment can come from with that. So looking at this going forward, what are Grubber's plans for the next, say 5 years from now? Where would you like to see the company be?
We see there should not be any point of sale in a restaurant. I would love to have, today, all the metrics in restaurant or hospitality is tracked by how many point of sales got sold, what was the payment processing. I would like to see self-service as its own business line, and Grubber being the leader of that business line and leading with machine learning and AI as part of this, and prove to the world that you still need humans 5 years down the line, actually more skilled humans to do the job.
Great. Well, I mean, it seems like, with this, the way that technology advances just so quickly, at this rapid pace, I can only imagine where we're going to be, what kind of customization, what kind of options we're going to have when it comes to this kiosk side of things going forward. And yeah, you can certainly see a lot of different places where it can be applied. I mean, even looking, I think you use the example of like an airport, just the more automation there, the better, as far as I'm concerned. The more that you can just streamline things.
Right. Take airports, take stadiums. You go for a game, and by the line you get your beer and hot dog. You lose a quarter. And if you have kids and family going in, all the three kids want different things. You have to stand in 3 different lines. Imagine if I can put 16 kiosks and have people, you can order for all the 3 different concession stands from one kiosk. And there you go. And I will text you when your food is ready, or I'll deliver it to the seat, even better. So you don't miss even a minute of the game. So again, it all revolves around customer experience. That's what we truly believe in. Technology is just the enabler to have a better customer experience. We are not building technology to replace humans, but it's just to enable us to have better experience and better efficiencies in our restaurant. That's how it's moving forward anyways.
And I feel like that's something that we could all agree with, that we want better experiences and smoother transactions. Well, for anybody out there who wants to find out more about Grubber, where's the best place for them to go?
It's our website, www.grubber.com, and it has all the details. There's a contact us form. You can have my email. It's on the website. You can send us email as well.
All right, Bhavin, thank you so much for joining us to talk about this. Really exciting to see where this is going. You're definitely at the forefront of a huge movement, and I want to see, when we're going to see more of these kiosks, because now I'm all for it the more that I talk about it. So
sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, we just have a saying, it's end of lines as we know it. That's where we want to move forward.
Love it. That is a great tagline. Thanks so much for joining us here on Digital Trends Live.
Thank you.
All right, so that's interesting. We've talked a lot about that, with the Amazon Go stores earlier today, and they're talking about Grubber and what they're doing to change that customer experience. How do you feel? Drop in your comments, your questions. Let us know. We're live, and we've got some more news coming up for you. We're going to keep you up to date on some other trending stories. Actually, I'm going to talk about something along those lines, some automation of pizza. Yeah, I'll explain it here in a few. And we've got some more interviews. We're going to discuss a lot. We are live. Drop in your comments, your questions. Back here in a minute with more Digital Trends Live. And welcome back to Digital Trends Live, keeping you up to date on everything that's going on in the world of technology, and we have covered a lot so far. Of course, talking about the Microsoft event, we got a lot of coverage of that at digitaltrends.com, but I want to bring you up to date on some other things that are trending as well. And the first one is this. UPS has been given the first ever particular license from the FAA to create a drone airline, and that is what we're talking about. So drone deliveries are something we've brought up a lot here. We know a lot of companies are working on it. Amazon's doing it, Walgreens doing it. Everybody wants to get their own drone delivery service off, but UPS is the first one with their UPS Flight Forward program that has a full FAA Part 135 standard certification. And that gives them the right to operate a fleet of drones. And it includes the ability to fly drones at night. It includes the ability to fly drones beyond the line of sight of the operator. And as part of this regulation, they can have an unlimited number of drone operators. They have an unlimited size limit. And they can carry packages that are more than 55 pounds. So this is pretty huge, actually. That means we can have some gigantic drones delivering gigantic packages flying over people at night without line of sight when it comes to the operator. This is a big move. And this is something that a lot of these companies are going for. You know that FedEx is working on it as well. But to get this kind of certification is big. It takes a lot. It means that the technology is to the point where the FAA is saying, okay, yeah, we trust that you're not going to crash this thing or it's not going to drop a package on someone at night. I mean, that's a very big package to be flying through the air. That can do a lot of damage. This is one of the demonstration videos that they put out. I don't know if this is actually how it's going to be implemented, but this was UPS. They put this video out showcasing, driving around the truck and the drone takes off from it and then delivers a package and then presumably comes back and lands back on the truck. That's pretty amazing. That's pretty cool stuff. Is it something that we're going to really see a lot of advantages from? Well, they think that we will. Speeding up times, speeding up what we can get, going to rural areas. I think that's a big one. That's a huge thing. We always think about the urban side of things, which is good, but the rural deliveries like that, where you could get a drone that just flies directly out to it, that is a big deal right there. And so this is the first company, again, to receive the full certification from the FAA for this particular operating certification. So Part 135 standard certification. It means they can have an unlimited fleet of drones, unlimited size, carry packages over 55 pounds. It's big, and that just came out today. They've been doing test flights in North Carolina, so they've been doing test flights of healthcare packages. That's another big thing for drone deliveries that we're going to see is emergency services like that, where we have hospitals that were transferring organs for organ donors, transferring them via drone to get someplace very quickly. So it's going to be an interesting world that we're going into. Now they have this certification. How fast it rolls out, we don't know. But again, that's UPS's Flight Forward program getting that standard 135 certification from the FAA, meaning we're going to have drone deliveries pretty soon, most likely near you. Read more about it at digitaltrends.com. All right, keeping you up to date on just a couple of other things, some trending stories in tech and some trending stories at digitaltrends.com. Let's talk about some augmented reality. Let's go to gaming. Gaming with augmented reality, I think, is going to be a huge thing going forward. We do know already that with AR glasses, some of them that are rolling out, Google's been working on some for a long time. We have some other ones that are out there. And augmented reality is going to become a very big feature that we're going to be utilizing. And this is in the gaming aspect, though. Who remembers the Star Wars scene, of course, where we saw the Star Wars match being played with Chewbacca, and with that weird game that they were playing? That is the impetus, that is the motivation that the creator of this company that we're going to be talking about had. So this person's name is Jerry Ellsworth, the CEO of augmented reality company Tilt. Tilt 5 in particular is the name of it, and they've created a series of games that are very similar to this. Now, you do have to wear some augmented reality glasses, but it changes up how board games are going to be played. And the way that this is going to be going is this. So they've created a bunch of different games that they've teamed up with. So some standard board games such as Dungeons and Dragons, Call of Cthulhu, Pathfinder, and some other ones. And you buy this package. Now, this is, I will say, in a Kickstarter phase right now, so it's not officially out yet. But in theory, the package would start at $299. It consists of glasses, a weird controller that they've come up with, and a wand that is even part of that, so that you can play whatever game it is that you're working on. So taking a look there, that's just an example of how this looks to everybody who's using it. You get 4 or 5 people, also with the glasses on. It really adds something else to the game that you're playing. I think that's pretty cool, to be honest, where you could actually augment this, change it up, make it more interactive, have all kinds of different ways that you can work with it. So you can see there with the magic wand and moving the blocks around, and that's a pretty cool way to use augmented reality. I hope this goes all the way to fruition. Right now, the hardware, again, starting at $299. Shipping's not planned until June 2020. So it all depends on if this version goes forward from Tilt 5. But I think we'll see a lot more of this in the future, and so it'll be pretty cool on how augmented reality gets utilized. Look, I'm telling you, next year you're going to see a lot of this. I think it's going to be big at CES. I think we're going to see a lot more different ways. Oh, see, that's cool. Come on, that's cool. And a lot more different ways that augmented reality is going to be used. You can read more about this at digitaltrends.com. And the final thing I want to bring you up to date on is going back to that automation of services. We talked today about Amazon Go and about how they may be licensing their technology different places. We talked to Grubber about how they're automating that customer experience at kiosks. Well, let's talk about food production. And this is something coming from Seattle, where there is now a place where you can buy a robotic-made pizza. So this company in particular has, it's called Picnic Robotics. So Picnic Robotics was actually formerly known as Auto Robotics and formerly known as Vivid Robotics, now called Picnic Robotics. I don't know why they went with that name, but that's what it is. That is their machine right there that creates pizzas. They said that it can create up to 312-inch pizzas per hour. That's a lot of pizzas. So 312-inch pizzas per hour. Faster than pretty much any restaurant would be able to do it with humans making your pizza. They can customize them, they can make it whatever you want, and they're putting this in for a couple of reasons. So again, they're not talking about taking away jobs, they're talking about there being a shortage of fast food workers and restaurant employees available for restaurants. So one of their statistics, what they're saying is that 80% of restaurant workers will change jobs each year. They said that there's a huge shortage from, and this is coming from the National Restaurant Association. So they're looking at this as a way to solve some of those problems with their robotic pizza maker. And this is something you could read about. It's up in Seattle right now. They're demonstrating it. They're demonstrating different ways you can do that. But if you think about, at a stadium or at an event, that would be pretty cool where you could just walk up and get the pizza and have it already made. If they can make it that fast, 300 pizzas in an hour, I mean, that's a crazy fast pizza that you could be getting, let alone the customization options. But just want to bring you up to date about that. You can read more about it at digitaltrends.com, and that's what we do here at Digital Trends, is keep you up to date on the cutting edge of technology. And that's why we appreciate everybody who joins this show. All right. We have some more cutting edge technology to talk about. So what we're going to be discussing here now is wireless charging and how that is changing things, and how we're going to see more wireless charging incorporated into a lot of devices. And talking about the future of that, we have 2 experts joining us. We have Monish Sabani, right? Monish Sabani. Okay, let me do that again. I'm going to get this right. So I was thinking about it all day, and I'm like, okay, I got this right. And then, of course, right when we go live, that's when I make that mistake. All right. So introducing right now, we have Monish Sabnani and we have Evan Muskani. Thank you so much for joining us. I just did that wrong too. Monish Sabnani, Evan Muskal. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go. I'm just going to go Monish and Evan. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry about that. All right, let's talk about your cutting edge technology. Let's talk about current. Let's talk about wireless charging. Can you fill us in a little bit about your company and how you got started and where you're going from here?
Yeah, definitely. So we originally started the company. Monish and I have worked together for a number of years in a couple of different business settings. One of them primarily was as basically a resource for other brands to create, products, help them with design. Our previous company was listed as a Kickstarter resource. So we've got a lot of experience in general consumer product manufacturing. We kind of decided that we wanted to put our heads together and come up with something of our own brand with our own sort of destiny, if you will. And wireless charging was a super interesting category to us, one that was on the come up in terms of mass adoption, but also one that we personally both have interested. Myself, I love products having utility. Monish is a big tech person, definitely a big fashion person as well. So it made a lot of sense. We launched the company last year a sort of soft launch in August. And we were launching at a gift show in Manhattan called the New York Now Gift Show, where retailers, press, all different kinds of people come to look for products. Not necessarily a normal setting for tech, but that's sort of the point for us. And we started shipping product in October of last year, actually less than a year, because I think it was middle of October. And yeah, so the idea was basically to put together form factors that both were aesthetically pleasing and high functioning. And it quickly got some attention. We got Oprah's favorite things for one of our form factors last year, which was massively impactful for our business from an e-commerce standpoint. And we also launched with some boutiques like Need Supply and El Objet, like fashion boutiques. So not places you would necessarily look to tech, which was, again, kind of the point for us. And we got, some really, really exciting gift guides as well, both checking the fashion and tech box. So for example, in Oprah's favorite thing, we were featured alongside brands like Apple and Samsung, which was like crazy for us. And then we were also in gift guides like Gwyneth Paltrow's gift guide, which is like truly like a fashion tastemaker's gift guide. And then Kim Kardashian's as well, like, alongside designer labels. So it was clear that people were picking up on the fact that it was, both a tech item, but truly like a fashionable accessory too.
Yeah, that's a really interesting tie-in between those two. That had to be a little bit surreal when you know that your product's going to, Kim Kardashian or Gwyneth Paltrow, and with Apple and all of these major brands just coming from where you did. That's fantastic.
Yeah. No, totally. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, talking about wireless charging in general, how do you see this as a trend in technology and electronics as a whole? I know that we're certainly seeing it when it comes to phones. We see a lot of that for wireless charging. How do you think that industry is changing, and where do you see the trends in that?
No, totally. I think wireless charging, believe it or not, has been around for longer than people have been actually using it day to day. So we definitely saw like the adoption of the tech into mobile phones being kind of the most important event that has happened over the course of the last couple of years, the kickoff. Yeah. Apple in particular as the sort of like tastemaker oftentimes, where people started paying attention to it being like, oh, like this is actually a thing. It's not just a piece of tech that is in things. It's like, oh, people are actually putting this in devices. Like, what is it? And that's when you start seeing people asking those questions. So for us, the first products that we put out there, and the first ones that most people were putting out there in terms of third party, was like just a wireless charger. Obviously, mobile phones have like the receiver component, but a transmitter, right? Mm-hmm. And so for us, people were building form factors, us included, for like fixtures, like in the home, in the office. Like for example, we've got a single device charger, but we've also got a multi-device charger now for people with multiple devices. And then we also have a valet tray, so like you can put your wallet in and that sort of thing. But in terms of trends specifically, what we're seeing and what we're trying to do is build the brand and wireless charging outside of just like the home and office. So you can actually interact with it when you're doing things that aren't at home or at work. So we're working with like hotel properties, for example, so that you're seeing the brand and you have the opportunity to interact with those types of products, and our products in particular, when you're traveling and working with like the New York Palace, or the La New York Palace Hotel and the Ritz-Carlton from a hotel standpoint. And then we're also working with like spas, for example. So trying to have those touch points outside of that first conversion so that people are experiencing wireless charging, not just in the home. And then the other obvious one is mobile. So wireless charging inherently, as people think of it now at least, is, again, like a fixture. It's something that physically lives in a space. Plug it in once, then you're done. You never plug your phone in again, which is kind of like one of our mantras. But actually taking a good with you so that you have power on the go is a big trend that we're seeing as well. And we're building form factors like the Carry that we're launching very soon to sort of check that box as well.
I love this idea of that you're going for the premium end and how you're putting the product in so many different places so that people can try it out. That's genius. That's very smart, so that people can get used to it. Talking about the fashion side of things, since you're kind of bringing these two things together to this premium end, where do you find your inspiration for fashion when it comes to technology, and how do you gauge whether that's something that people are wanting one way or another?
It's definitely the DNA of the brand. It's we believe that right now fashion is obviously trendy and cool, but people don't believe that same theory with technology. Right now you buy $1,000 iPhone, but then you go to Amazon.com, you buy a $15 charger, and that charger is often made of plastic. It's kind of gadgety, it's cheap. There's no reason that you can't apply the same level of premium fashion and material to your technology to support the products that you are buying for $1,000 already. So, for us, we are just generally really interested in the fashion market, both in terms of our distribution, like where we're actually putting the product, but also in partnerships working with other brands and designers. So like, can we do collaborations with the coolest apparel brands? Can we be in the stores that people want to be in? And can we merge those with truly cutting edge technology, not skimping or skipping any level of hardware? It has to be the best of the best.
Yeah, definitely. And then from a supply chain standpoint, for example, to sort of make sure that we're doing everything on our side to honor that mentality, we're sourcing our leather, for example, from the same region of Tuscany that, designer labels that have been around for ages are sourcing from, so that there's that level of quality in the product, but also that level of association, like the leather that's on your charger is coming from the same tannery that, the wallet or the handbag that you have. It's kind of like a crazy concept that makes a lot of sense if you think about it for a minute, but we hadn't seen that out there and thought that was a super logical way to go about it.
Yeah, everything that you both just said, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, once you start talking about it, yeah, you spend $1,000 on a phone, but you have a cheap $10 charger. That doesn't really match up.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I know you have a new product that's going to be coming out as well. I wanted to definitely talk about that. Can you go into, I think it's called the Carry?
Yeah, so we're super excited for it. The Carry is our first portable product, kind of what everyone was touching on. You don't actually have to plug it in. You could, but you don't have to. So it's a power bank that supports wireless charging technology in and out. And that tech can work both separately. You can charge it wireless out or wireless in, but then you can also stack it, meaning you can charge in and out at the same time wirelessly. So that's really the first product to ever tackle that. And it really is a large feat because there's a lot of considerations with UX and charging speeds and just the overall build of that hardware. But yeah, so the Carry is launching this holiday. We're super excited about it. We've actually spent the last 1.5 to 2 years developing it on the back end. New suppliers, new product processes, everything. It's definitely by far the most complex thing we've ever done. So we're really excited to bring it to market.
Well, congratulations. That's great. So when is that going to be available, or how would somebody order it?
So you can definitely get it on our website, staycurrent.com. And then at the launch, we're also going to be in select retailers such as Neiman Marcus, Moda Operandi, Mr. Porter,
Bloomingdale's. Yeah. And it'll be available back half of October, early November, but it's available for pre-order on our website now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the last thing I'd say about the Carry is what's really special, at least in our opinion, is that it is a product that allows our just general ecosystem to work together. So the Carry can recharge on our Catch line, which is our stationary products. So you take the Carry, you put it down on the Catch 3, and it recharges. So the products are not interacting with each other.
Yeah, it makes it like a true ecosystem. Where in the morning you grab the Carry on your phone and you go. And at the end of the day, you put both back together, stacked, and then you're kind of done.
Yeah, and it truly is wireless. You never have to plug it in.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a huge technological achievement because you're right. There's a lot of factors that have to go into that to make that work on so many different levels, and then add in the fashion side of things too. So that is a lot that you're accomplishing. And I want to let everybody know too where they can go and find out more about everything. Is it the website that you just mentioned, Stay Current?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, which is www.staycurrent.com. That's the easiest place you can go. But like Manish said, this is our first true holiday season with retailers since we basically launched during Q4 last year and most of it was online. But we're going to be in Neiman Marcus, Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom, Anthropologie, CB2. So all kind of like the luxury department stores you'll be able to find us. And then we've got a sales team now this year too. So in some of the boutiques and everybody's hometowns, you should be able to find us too.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Manish Sabnani, Evan Moskal, thank you for being here, talking about these products. Congratulations on your success. And thanks for being part of Digital Trends Live.
Cheers. Thanks so much.
All right, so learning about wireless charging and where that is going, and definitely an interesting idea there with technology and fashion and going for the premium end. It makes sense when they said it, $1,000 for an iPhone, do you want a $10 charger to go with that? probably want something a little bit nicer. Now I'm thinking about it myself. We've been talking a lot about technology here on the show. So one word of note, we were going to be, for those of you who are waiting for this, we're going to be going live from the Microsoft event. And it turns out the internet is not being cooperative there. That is part of the thing when we're going live. And when you have events like that, there's a lot of people that are trying to get onto the same thing. So we're going to get that dialed in. So we will be going live at another point, but we are recording right now. So we're going to get some hands-on with the products. Luke and Jeremy are there. We've got all the updated information at digitaltrends.com. You can stay tuned there for everything that's going on with the Microsoft event. And we had Adrian Warner in here at the top of the show to talk about some of that. We also had a whole lot of Riley Wynn today, a lot of Riley Wynn videos down there at TwitchCon, including his video of where he tried all the supplements, all the gaming supplements, tried them all. Looks like it kind of broke him, but I know he did survive, but you can check that out as well. Go back and watch that here for digitaltrends.com. And let's see, what else do we have on the show today? We had Laveen Asher from Grubber talking about the future of autonomy or automation, rather, when it comes to the customer experience, as far as when you're buying something, how that's going to be changing. We're going to be buying from kiosks, according to that, and I can definitely see how that's kind of changing right now. You see more and more of those being brought in, and Monish Sabnani, Evan Moskal, the co-founders of Courant. Great to have them on the show talking about their wireless chargers. And all that's just today. It's a lot of coverage that we just had today, and I want to say thank you to everybody who joins us live for this show. There's a lot that goes into this, and we appreciate everybody who enjoys it and sharing the show. Let other people know about it. Every single day we're here keeping you up to date with what's going on in technology, and we'll be doing the same thing tomorrow, where we've got more that we'll be discussing. So a lot to talk about, a lot to follow up on at digitaltrends.com. Go there, read the articles on everything we've been covering. We'll be back tomorrow with more Digital Trends Live.